After exploring some awesome terrain, getting in trouble with some water,
I'm telling you, that's deep.
checking out some beautiful scenery, we are finally halfway in with our single track ride and exploring.
It's gonna be a really steep climb.
Now I'm not 100% sure of this area, but I do know it's somewhere around Hicks Gulch up to Stella Mountain. And by far one of the most epic rides I have ever done in the state of Colorado, and believe me, there's tons of beautiful single track. This by far definitely tops most of them. This eventually does reach up to 12,000 feet elevation, which if you can't tell, it's incredibly windy. It gets cold very fast, gets very steep, and not to mention the amount of power this elevation robs. Now this area here is very sketchy. It's a very narrow single track. However, the exposure, the camera really flattens out that exposure. It's just a sheer drop. For some reason, this single track is kind of my favorite single track in the state of Colorado. It's just beautiful, open, typical mountain single track. As always, beautiful, typical mountain single track. This is your typical mountain Colorado single track. However, there is some straight up exposure on this climb to the top, bunch of rocks, but of course you just can't beat this scenery and this beautiful type of single track.
It's awesome, but not when I'm tired.
Well, you guys probably guessed it, as it is a norm for me. I am extremely tired as always, but on this day we ended up doing close to 40 miles of single track. Believe it or not, we were supposed to actually be doing 60 miles. Pretty crazy, I know. Which eventually we did revert it to another single track to get back in time, and of course cut off some of the single track, well, mostly because I couldn't take anymore. I was extremely tired. Now don't get me wrong, I love this single track and this kind of single track, but keep in mind I do get tired very fast. So here we are on the last bits of single track near Cortez Mountain, and this thing is very steep, very loose, and yeah, did I mention loose? The hardest part about this single track actually is the switchbacks on your way down. There are tons and tons of switchbacks which I did not feel comfortable riding my bike down, so I wasted a lot of energy walking my bike down some of these really steep switchbacks. Well, that's okay because on this day it was very cold on top, so it did make up for it. Anyhow guys, that's it for some of these Colorado single track trails. Hopefully you enjoy. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell button so you guys can check out more of these Colorado trails. And I'll catch you guys in my next video.